Hello, my name is Kenya Wallach, and today we're going to talk about how to complete the APA certification document. You can access this document in more than one location. All teachers have access to the certification document in instruction docs. If you are on the APA team, a lead teacher, or principal, you have access to this form going to the SCPS Open File Authentic Performance Assessment folder. So let's look at it that way. Double-click the folder. What you see here is what principals will see. Principals see all of the folders that are located inside of the Authentic Performance Assessment docs. Teachers only see the Science folder and the Social Studies folder. You can access the certification doc from any of these locations. The only thing that you have to do is locate your school's folder, and the documents are there. We're going to go through the Science folder. Let's say you are at Widewater Elementary School. Once you click on Widewater, you have your sample for 3rd grade. You have your 3rd grade template and your 5th grade template. The 3rd grade sample, you can use that as a model for any grade level because the certification documents are virtually the same no matter what grade level you're reviewing. So let's take a look at the 3rd grade sample. Some of the differences between the 3rd grade document and the 5th grade document and the 6th grade document. The document differences are located here. What you see here in red at the top, grade 3 science and social studies. For the 5th grade, it will say grade 5. For grade 5, you will have in this area grade 5 dash social studies and writing. For grade 6, you will see grade 6 dash social studies. The other difference is in this box here. Notice for the 3rd grade, you have bold your 3rd grade impacted areas. So for 5th grade, you will have the grade 5 would be bold, and for 6th grade, the 6th grade would be bold only. Everything else on this first page is exactly the same per grade level. The second page. The second page is duplicated 3 times. The reason why it's duplicated 3 times is because if you're going to have more than one PBL, we want to give you the opportunity to write out the description for each one. So you can write out a description here, you can write out a description here, and you can write out a description here for each one of your PBLs. The same thing comes for an authentic performance assessment, which is these 3 items here. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to write those out as well. And multiple choice assessments are located in the other area. So if you're going to satisfy the requirement by giving a multiple choice assessment, please make sure that you have that listed here at the bottom. Multiple choice assessment. Identify the multiple choice assessment and then place in here a description and then identify the strands. Please make note, based on information from your principals, each grade level is required to do 1 PBL per impacted area. What that means, for example, using 3rd grade, you must do a PBL or an APA for science. You must do an APA or a PBL for social studies. All others can come from multiple choice assessments. That's a minimum. So you can do a minimum of 1 APA or PBL from science, 1 APA or PBL from social studies, and the remainder can come from multiple choice tests as a minimum. You can do all of them using APA or PBLs if you would like. Now let's take a closer look at the document. Notice with this sample document, I have something listed in each one of them. You do not have to have something listed in each one. So if you're doing a PBL, your description of student artifact, the only thing that you need to write is students will, colon, and then list out in bullet form what the students are going to be producing. Once you have that listed, and again, very, very short, not long at all, because the majority of your content in terms of the description of what's going to happen with the students comes in your outline of your PBL. This is just giving us a brief overview of what the students are going to be producing. The next thing that you have to do is to identify the strands or reporting categories that are attached to that PBL. So when if this is a science PBL, I simply click the number 1 and simply identify the reporting category or strand. Notice this is a drop-down menu, so therefore we're not asking you to type in the strands. We're simply asking you to click the strand. Moving on to social studies. As an example, we have here an authentic task exemplar. Again, so now we move over to the description of student artifact. For this, you can either do bullet form or you write it out in sentence formation. Either way is perfectly fine. Just make sure that you understand that it is simply a overview. It is not something in detail. We plan to take a look at your detailed description in your outline. So right here I have students will complete a poster and 3D model of, and then identify what that is going to be of based on your standards. And then you move over here and simply select the reporting categories or strands associated. Again, it's a drop-down menu. And for the next one, we have a debate or speech or original student created performance. Then what you can do here is simply write a description. Students will give a speech on life processes and life systems and dealing with economics. So this is a APA that deals with science and social studies. And so you make sure that you identify what those strands are for those two here, and you're done with that piece. Let's say you are doing a research report. Identify what the research report is going to be on, what strand it's identified with, and then for the multiple choice, you simply list this multiple choice test that will cover these topics, and this will be a civics. What we need to make sure of is that if you notice here, we have four listed here and 4 listed here. You need to make sure that every strand is covered for science and for social studies. For 5th grade, for social studies, and for writing. For 6th grade, it's social studies. Make sure that all of the strands are covered. This is a certification document that you have taught all of these strands. Make sure that you save this to your computer. And once you have saved it to your computer, please make sure that email this to your principal. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to get in contact with me. Have a great day.